And good morning to everyone. What's up? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you're watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's season 5, episode 23. Oh, I don't think I'll be before you long at all. There wasn't much going on. There's just like little nuggets here and there that are being dropped off, and we'll see how it goes. I have some thoughts on some things because, as I said, I'm going to take everything episode by episode. And maybe you agree, and maybe you don't. Shout out to the cast and crew, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, and Mr. Carlos King. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. Also share it, subscribe to the channel, and please leave your comments on the show and my commentary, or any of your opinions on what I have to say concerning whatever, So here we go. We begin where we left off. Mel, Kiki, and Amin. Mel said, let's just take this drug test and just prove the haters wrong. And first Kiki was like, I'll do a drug test if Marcel does a lie detector test. A lie detector test on what? Exactly. Because as of yet, from what I know, nobody's denied anything of it, of whatever the latest gossip is. But they have basically saying, we're not hearing from you, Kiki. Don't come to us with this mess. They're not really approaching the situation of like anybody's lying. They just don't want to deal with it. That's what I see. Unless y'all see something else, let me know. But anyways, it was just discussed. Kiki going to take the test. Kiki takes the test, and I think there's 17 things on the test, and everything is negative. So this is kind of vindication for Kiki as to how Marcel is spinning the narrative that Kiki is on drugs. They finally get over that. They said, well, they don't really believe that Marcel will take a lie detector test anyway. So I don't understand why. But what are we going to list 20 things that Marcel has lied about? I just need to know, what exactly do you want them to be tested for? Specifically, we wanted to test to see if you had drugs. That's an easy test. So whatever. So then all of a sudden Mel brings up, because Mel asked why were they moving or whatever, I think. But anyway, she brings up that Tiffany was questioning Kiki and Amin, like, how are they going to be doing all this as far as moving their children? They don't even live in that district and all that good stuff. And Kiki's like, why does my name keep being brought up in her mouth? She needs to mind her business. I say, yeah, because it's like the stuff that these two are fighting about don't really amount to anything. They're like, okay, just mind your business. Tell Tiffany to mind her business. Now people are going to say that Tiffany's messy. No, it just sounds like a busybody, nosy, and trying to find out what's really going on. Again, you know how my feelings about this whole everybody black father need to push their black sons either in sports or into the army. Of course, what they're doing is hopefully that the oldest child gets a scholarship, as she does explain later on the episode. But I'm like, there's nothing else. And because you don't have the funds, there's nothing else that you can push your child into or encourage your child or cultivate within him. It's like, and in many cases, these jokers' bodies are breaking down before they're 30 years old, let alone all the psychological stuff that happens and permanent injuries to them. But whatever. Let's see. So we move on to Tisha and Marcel. They're going on vacation for, I think it's Mila's birthday. And Marcel asks how long. It's going to be 5 days. Oh, no. We can't do 5 days. There's tile being brought to one of the properties. And it's like, Marcel, shut up and just be there with your family. And basically Tiffany said, Tisha said, you don't want to be there for your family? This is your daughter's birthday. We're doing it for her. And he says, okay. They start talking about the barbecue again. Tisha says that this just confirms that Kiki is a liar. I don't know how that does. And then she said, the relationship is over. Marcel ends up saying, I'm more hurt than I am angry. And I really do believe that was a genuine emotion and a genuine confession. I really do. Despite him being the jackass that he is, I can see that, like, you're doing everything you can to embarrass me. And as I said before, I did not at all see anything wrong with what Marcel said at the beginning. Now you're going to have to come up with something else, since there's a drug test to eradicate everything that you've actually said. So, um, and the whole narrative that Tisha thinks that she's better than Kiki and all this good stuff. I'm not like that. I'm not perfect and all this good stuff. And then Marcel cuts in and says, "Well, you could be more accountable." And then Tisha said, "What? What'd you say? You said it out loud. So go on to tell me about this accountability." So they start talking about the Espo again. I don't want to hear about the Espo. They've dragged this out. I think this season could have been a lot better. It's not bad, but it could have been a lot better if we didn't spend 10,000 weeks on this Espo. Y'all haven't done any events at all. I mean, you tried to do you tried to do the gambling thing, and that didn't work out. I do understand that, but let's do some more events, something to go on in Huntsville, because y'all just kind of falling flat. So then she said, "I did take accountability when they were talking about everything being disorganized." And, well, how I felt about that, anyways, is that Tisha didn't want to take accountability for how everyone felt and what they thought. No, we think that everything out front that was organized, but then y'all couldn't even answer questions that business entrepreneurs were asking you guys. But you act like everything, as far as the Expo event day, went so well. No, it didn't. You saying behind the scenes, on the actual stage, you're trying to collect some money that you didn't tell nobody about. Shut up. Okay, so Mel and Gigi, who is, I guess, like a party planner, she's going to have a name-changing ceremony where she'll be no longer named as Melanie Cherie Holt. She's going back to her maiden name, Melody Cherie Rogers. Miss Van arrives. We haven't seen her in a long time. Of course, she had been fussing online about a lot of her scenes have not aired that needed to be aired. I don't know what Miss Van was going to say, other than saying something about Martell and encouraging Mel. She doesn't bring any real anything to scenes. I mean, she's there for Mel. That's all she can really be, a support. That's it. She's laid out, I guess, the invitation, the dinner menu, or whatever. If it's dinner, I don't know if it is. She has this song that she wrote, and it's called "Take Me Back," and I think that's reclaiming her name. I think it's really interesting of this concept because you don't hear it too often with women taking back their maiden names. It does happen, but at the same point, a lot of their identity is shaped into the man that they married, and in many cases, the man's name holds more weight, especially if it's been out there in the world. And I'm going to give my own, I congratulate her in it. I mean, Holt does carry more weight than Rogers. Mel has been able to become iconic in her own way, and she has her own following without Holt, I think. Rogers, I don't know. Just saying. It's a common name for one, and since we weren't introduced to you like that, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go over entirely. You do have your fan base. I do get that. So we'll see how it goes. And still, congratulations of you just reclaiming yourself, reclaiming your name, reclaiming your identity, and just washing away from what yesteryear was. Let's see. She's hired 2 security officers because we don't want any slip-ups, and I think that is important. So we know how that goes. But Mel said that she always brings security with her. As far as being a woman and a celebrity profile, she does have security with her. And I don't think that that's on some type of, I'm on a grand platform and I need all of this stuff. I need an entourage. I don't think that that's it. I mean, she needs protection. She received a letter from the probate court when she was petitioning to return back to her maiden name. She read out the letter, and the courts have allowed her to change back her name to Melody Cherie Rogers. And Van is crying and hugging her. Congratulations. Now, I don't hate Van, but I mean, look, I think how I feel about Van is she still was playing in our face concerning her relationship with that other Scott brother. And I'm going to leave it there. So I was like, and for us, it still wasn't a big deal. She wants it to be a big deal because she is a part of the church. Who cares? It happened. But don't come in our faces playing in it. That's my feeling of it. Stormy and Kiki. Kiki, I think, is at the new house. Or the old house. Whichever house, she's cleaning it up. Stormy comes over. She apologizes to Kiki about snatching those cards. I apologize. I'm like, let me go on because I got some. Stormy was like, so were you, as far as when you did snap, did it have something to do with them ignoring you? Um, Kiki said that I was disrespected. It was disrespectful to be ignored, and they feel like Tisha and Marceau, they pre-planned it to ignore you, and Tisha knows my triggers, so ignoring you, that adolescent basic ignore, caused you to act a fool like you did. These explanations are dumb, and I'm saying it just like this because I'm trying to follow the story, but and this is where my thoughts really come in as far as what Marceau and Tisha and Kiki and also Wanda bring to the table and trying to tell this whole family dysfunction. All y'all are some liars. There's truth, but there's too many holes. That's stuff that don't even make sense. You are saying being ignored made you cut up and act a fool like that, especially with someone that you've already had a volatile relationship with. Like, are you a pick me, Kiki? Are you? What is so important about being cousins and family with Tisha? What is so important in busting them out? Why? I don't get it. I do not get it. So, Tisha and her wife, Tisha and her wife. It may seem funny. I don't know. Maybe this could be our get back for the drugs. I'll give her that. I don't feel like laughing at that. He's a madam. I said, okay. Get your lick back, but it's like, okay. But then don't flip out over somebody saying that you're on drugs. Sorry. And again, people are so, I can't believe that anyone would just use their addiction to come at them when y'all do it all the time. And let's not act like you guys are just so perfect. And the first thing y'all don't say that they're on something. That's the thing that's kind of weird with this fan base. Sorry. Kiki said, I wish I did not love her. You can love somebody from a distance and don't have anything to do with them. But you know that that's your gateway into this show. Because as of yet, we don't really talk about you now. We talk a little bit about your health problems that is such a mystery. We just started talking about, we're moving our son over to another. We don't even know your real family life, your immediate family life. And it's like, Kiki, I want you to bring something else so that I can love you. I'm basically loving you based upon your war with the Scots. And right now, your war with the Scots is complete BS. Because where are we going with all this? We're at the same place that we were last season. Okay, I'm spending too much time fussing. So, of course, she said that, no, we're not going to talk. Stormy asked, are y'all going to speak or whatever? No. And good. Kiki says that, I really came to the thing, barbecue, to come at Tiffany. And Stormy's like, what? Why? Because Tiffany, she wanted to comment on what Tiffany said when she was interviewing on Reality with the King, with Carlos. But I'm like, basically the talk, she always got my name in my mouth. And I can't believe that she said that you were above her. That's not the real tone that she was given. Like, and I'm a Tiffany fan. I can still be honest. That's not what she was giving off. I did watch that interview. My God. Like, this is typical housewife stuff. I think even Kiki said, I think that she's jealous. Jealous of what, Kiki? Jealous of what? Because we still don't know what you do now these days. I hear that you do some public speaking. We don't know what you do. If I was following you on IG, maybe I would have a clue, but I'm not about to chase you down when you have a platform that is just being used to be messy at this point. I love you, Kiki, but I want better for you and more of you in order for me to love you. I want to know you. I want you to come out of the shadow of your cousin and be who Kiki's supposed to be. And also, Tiffany had been talking about Stormy's products. Stormy had gave her some type of gift basket with her products and all that. And I guess Tiffany ended up telling Mel about what she thinks is with those products. She doesn't think that those products are the chemicals in there are unsafe and all that. I do know someone who had a bad experience with the products. I don't know if they complained or whatever or whatnot, but I do know someone that does. That's all I do have. I ain't here to down a company. I'm just stating a fact. Um, so Stormy says, I'm going to see if Tiffany can be honest with me, and if not, oh well, she ain't really stopping nothing over here. Okay. So Mel, Tisha, and Kimmy, they go out exercising. Tisha comes and she's in this weird energy. Tisha's basically saying, I really don't want to be there in her confessional. She's not saying it to either Mel or Kimmy. They both feel a certain way. I think that one thing that's going on with Tisha is that she's embarrassed. I would be too. To be humiliated like that on national TV. So that's why I say y'all can't sit up here and act like what Marcel and Tisha said about the drug thing is so horrible. She got humiliated, and now they're going to humiliate her. Sorry. So they start the fitness stuff, but for some reason there's only 2 t-shirts that the lady had, which I don't understand. Tisha didn't have one for whatever reason. Kimmy was taking it light. What's been going on because of everything that's transpired with her illnesses that she did have is that she still has shortness of breath. She took some tests with the doctor about it, and they said that she'll never recover from it. And Kimmy said the devil is a liar. I mean, she beat cancer. She can't beat something about her lungs. And I agree. The devil is a liar. Let's see. And then basically both of them asked Tisha, how are you doing concerning the barbecue and all that? I'm good. I'm done. I'm fine. That was the same Kiki that I have been experiencing for years. What she did during that barbecue, she did back then when she started hanging around you, Mel. And I know that she's on drugs. And Mel says, how do you know? Well, she's been going around different family members asking for money and all this stuff. That's why I need to know so much more about you, Kiki. People can write your narratives because you don't talk enough about you. I'm sorry. It's like I can like you. I'm only liking your personality a lot because you oppose the Holtz. I mean, the Scotts. That's about it. Mel's talking about why I talked with Kiki. She said that she regrets everything that she did. Tisha at this point is getting very agitated and just saying that I don't really want to talk about it because Mel is like, basically she's trying to moderate just to see if there's a way to reconcile in a way or really how you really feeling. So she ends up just cutting off Mel and just saying, I'm done. And I don't want to talk about this. I'm going to the beach. And this is what I got to say to you, Tisha. You're an OG. You don't get the right to run out of scenes. I could expect this from a rookie, but from an OG, nah. Mel feels like she's also deflecting because it's stuff about her marriage. And you know how protective she is about her marriage. And maybe so. I don't know what the deal is, but you should have not ran out of that scene. Sorry. Martell comes over to Nell and Chris's home to bring over some wine. I don't know if it's Inez because it didn't look like that bottle, but whatever. And Nell is doing some gardening in her front yard. Nell tells Martell about Melody's name change. Martell says that he heard about it. And she also says that I'm going to the ceremony that she's having. And Martell right away feels slighted. It's just disrespectful. It's just a slap in the face. And he doesn't feel like his friend should attend. It's like, how could Melody do this to the great and powerful Martell Holt? I gave you the name. And I'm glad that Mel is doing this. I can see a percentage of what he's talking about. And if y'all could just understand where I'm coming from, I mean, Holt did get you into doors. I think that Melody can carry on without it because now she's out there. But also Holt has brought her embarrassment. So why stay a Holt? So it's like flipping the coin of this whole deal in this package. Yep, Holt got me a status of fame, but it also brought me humiliation and embarrassment, all because of the nigga. I was gonna say nig, can't keep his junior in his pants. Martell thinks that Melody is just bitter. Like, no, she wants freedom, total freedom from you. And then I was like, well, what's the difference? We could do, if we were doing a divorce party or this name change, it's her own celebration. Well, it's one thing to have a divorce party, but this, I don't know. But now he doesn't feel like the Fletchers are his friends, and that they are picking a side. And Nell said, well, if you hadn't started messing around on Mel, none of this would even be going on. Well, she had affairs too. She had multiple affairs. I do not believe that Mel would have multiple affairs, because the reason Mel did not have any multiple affairs is because you wouldn't have been able to take it. A male ego cannot do that. Mel has lied and mentioned stuff that she won't really be truthful about. Maybe she has done stuff, and I think possibly y'all been separated too. But you started this whole thing, as Nell said. So, anyways, Nell says, I love you, but I'm still going to the celebration. Da, 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 da. And Martell's like, well, you need to ask her about the affairs that she had going on, because Nell's like, I don't know anything about that. Have you asked her? No. Well, ask her about it. Okay. Women don't hold other women accountable for these things, but it's always the man. Anything to deflect from what you do, because in some type of way you want to make sure that what you have done doesn't hold that much power and weight by saying, well, Mel did it too. Nell also brought something up that's really weird, because now she's lied. A couple episodes ago, she did say that her and Chris cheated on each other. Now in this episode, she's saying she didn't cheat on Chris. Chris cheated on her. So I don't know what's going on there. That is it. Again, I do think that the Scotts plus Kiki and Wanda are liars. And for me, I just need things direct and not all of this talk around the mountain or just saying certain things but don't want to say this. Like, there's too many holes, and a lot of your explanations don't even make sense. That's for you too, Kiki, and I love you. Martell, I wish I could tell you just go to HE double hockey stick, because shut up. You are so egotistical. You messed up your whole life. You messed it up. And don't nobody care how you feel. That's all I do have. Please let me know how you feel in the comments. Thank you again for coming to my channel. Like this video, share it, please. Subscribe to my channel. And until the next episode, peace.